Good morning, children. Today we are going to study about population. Now, what is population, children? The total number of individuals which breed among themselves of a particular species, and they are found in a particular geographical area, and they compete for similar resources for food and shelter. That is known as population. You may have heard population of tiger, population of elephants. So they belong to a particular species and live in a particular area. Many times we count the population of tiger in Jim Corbett Park. So how many tiger are present in that particular area? So they compete for similar resources, they are same in size, they belong to similar species, they interbreed among themselves. So that is known as a population. And when many populations combine, then we call it community, like population of dog, other animals, humans, that is known as community. Now children, we will study about the population attributes. Now if you have heard an individual, either he takes birth, so we say in this family a boy has taken birth or a girl has taken birth, or sometimes if someone dies, we call it death has taken place. So for individuals we say as death or birth, but if we consider a population, then we say birth rate or death rate. Now what is birth rate? The rate of production of new individuals per unit of population per unit time. Again, the rate of production or the rate of birth of new individuals per unit of population per unit time, that is known as birth rate. If I give you an example, you can see this in your book also in page number 227. So whenever you'll study this chapter, you can open your book to page number 227 and to page number 228. An example is given, like in a pond, if there are 20 lotus plants last year, and through reproduction 8 new plants are added. Now the current population is 28. So then the birth rate will be 8 upon 20, means how many new were added and the initial amount. So it is equal to 0.4 offsprings per lotus per year. So this is how we calculate the birth rate. How? The number of new individuals added upon the number of initial individuals. So like by this we are able to find the birth rate. Now second is death rate. Again, we also call death rate as natality, and birth rate we also call it, birth rate we call it natality, and death rate we call it mortality. Now if you say death rate, it is the rate of loss of individuals, or we call it the death rate per unit time. See, the rate of loss of individuals per unit time due to death or due to the different environmental changes, competition, predation, etc. So this is your death rate. How many deaths have taken place in per unit time? This is known as death rate. Now example is, if in a laboratory there are 40 fruit flies, four fruit flies die during a specified time. So the death rate will be how much? Again, 4 upon 40, it will be 0.1 individuals per fruit fly per week. So like this we can count out the death rate and birth rate. Now third population attribute is sex ratio. Like we can say he is a male or she is a female, but in a population we count how many males are in a population of 1000 females, or how many females are in a population of 1000 males. So this is known as the sex ratio. It is a ratio between male and female in a population. Like we can count in your class, 30% population is of females and 70% is of males. Now next is the age pyramid. The age distribution is plotted for a population and the resulting structure is called age pyramid. Like in this we see the different age groups, and there are 3 ecological age groups: pre-reproductive, reproductive and post-reproductive. And according to that the shape of the pyramid tells the population is growing, or it is stable, or it is declining. And this I am going to explain you in a separate video. Now the next is your population density. What is population density? Population density means the size of a population. How much population is present in a particular area of a particular species. That is known as population density. Now how do we calculate population density, children? First easy method is to count the number. We can count the number of population like we do the population of India after 10 years in each census. So by counting the number, one method is that. But sometimes it is not possible to count the numbers, so there are different methods to count. Now if you will see, in a forest area there are 200 Parthenium plants. Parthenium plants we also call it carrot grass. They are small plants, they are herbs, but only a single huge banyan tree with a large canopy. Now see, if you count the number, banyan is only 1 and Parthenium are 200. Now which will have more density? At this time what will we see? The percent cover or biomass is more meaningful measure. So because the banyan tree will cover more area, it will have more biomass in comparison to Parthenium. So at this time we take the population density by percent cover or biomass. Now if you will see, many times we cannot count. If you take a small field, maybe 1000 square meter, and we have to count the population of a particular grass species, how will you count those grasses? Can you count? No. So for that what we do, we take a small area, maybe 1 meter square, and in that we can count the number of that particular species, and by that we can estimate how many plants of that species will be present in that whole 1000 square meter area. So sometimes we have to take the relative density by counting in a small area, and we can get an idea. Like suppose in a pond, if you trap the fishes, so how many fishes are trapped in one, you can get an idea how many fishes are present in that pond. Now if you will see the national parks and all, we count the population of tiger. How do we count? Can we go and count? No, na? So it is based on their pug marks, or we also call it footprints, or by the fecal pellets. By that we can count the number of tiger in a particular area. Maybe it may be a tiger reserve or maybe a national park. So for measuring population density, it may be the number. If it is not possible by number, it can be by biomass or percent cover, and many times we can count it by pug marks or fecal pellets. All are given in your book also. So for these chapters, children, read your book properly, because 7 to 8 marks question will come from this lesson. The lesson is easy. If you read it properly, underline all the important points in your book, it will be very easy to score good marks from this lesson. Now this population growth chapter, we will do it tomorrow. Okay, thank you.